Hadn't Tysen ever observed the mating ritual of peacocks, for example? And just look at their buffoon of a Prince Regent, who was so fat he had to be hoisted in and out of his bathtub. But Tysen was serious. His sermons high-minded, stark in their message that God was a stern taskmaster, and not apt to easily overlook a man's lapses. Tysen was now 31 years old. He certainly had the look of the Sherbrooks, tall, well-built, brown hair streaked with blonde, and Sherbrooke eyes, the colour of a summer sky. Douglas was the changeling, with his jet-black hair and dark eyes. But Tysen didn't have his siblings' love of life, their seemingly inborn boundless joy, their belief that the world was a very fine place indeed. "Sitting above the salt. I haven't heard that phrase in a very long time," Tysen said. "I suppose I must travel to Scotland and see what's what." He sighed. "There's always so much that demands my time here, but Great-Uncle Tyrone deserves an heir who will at least see that the estate is run properly. Not that I have much experience in that area." "You know I will assist you, Tysen. You need but ask. Would you like me to accompany you to Barthwick?" Tysen shook his head. "No, Douglas, but I thank you. It is something that is my responsibility. I have an efficient curate who can assume my duties for a while. You remember Samuel Pritchard, don't you?" Oh yes, no way to forget that dour prig, Douglas thought, but merely nodded. "No, I will go by myself. All the heirs dead. Douglas, I remember all the cousins. So many boys. All of them are really dead?" "Yes, a great shame. Disease, accidents, jewels, a case of too much revelry. As I said, the last heir, Ian Barthwick, evidently fell off a cliff into the North Sea. The solicitor wasn't specific about exactly how it happened. There must have been 6 boys to inherit, all of them before me, and that's why, as I remember, Great-Uncle Tyrone set me up as an heir. It amused him to see it done legally, to place an English boy in line for an ancient Scottish barony. Naturally, he never expected that it would come about. And now it's yours, Tysen." His jest came back to hit him in the face. "The castle, the rich grazing lands, more sheep than you can count, even when you're trying to fall asleep, all of it belongs to an Englishman. And many of the crofters and tenants are fishermen, so that means that even during bad times, no one starves. It isn't a wealthy holding, but it is substantial. I understand that Great-Uncle Tyrone didn't believe in clearances. None of that has ever been done on Barthwick land." "Good for him," Tysen said. "It's a pernicious practice, Douglas, dragging people off land that they've farmed or raised sheep on for hundreds of years." He paused a moment, then said, "I suppose that my son Max is now the heir to the barony of Barthwick. I do wonder what he will have to say to that." He would probably quote some Latin, Douglas thought. His brother's elder boy was very intelligent, quiet, a scholar, perhaps even more serious than his father had been at his age. He had been named after their grandfather, the only scholar in the entire line of Sherbrooks, so far as Douglas knew. "When you leave, Tysen, bring the children here, and Alex and I will look after them. Your Meggie can whip not only her brothers into shape, but her cousins as well. Heathens, the both of them." Tysen did smile then, a slow, calm smile. "She is amazing, isn't she, Douglas? Just like St. John at her age. Meggie will rule your household, Tysen, if you're not careful." Tysen looked appalled. "No, really, not at all like St. John, Douglas. Perhaps she looks like St. John, but a hoyden like St. John. Oh, no. I remember St. John could drive you to Bedlam with her antics. Oh, no. Meggie is much more restrained, much more a little lady than St. John ever was." Douglas said, "Do you remember how Father threw up his hands when St. John kicked Tommy Maitland in his backside and he went flying off a cliff? Thank God he didn't break his neck." Tysen said, "And that time she sewed all your trouser legs together?" I can still hear you yelling, Douglas. "No, Meggie isn't like St. John was. She's very obedient. I've never had a day's worry with her." Suddenly a slight furrow appeared between his brows. "Well, perhaps she does have our 2 servants at her beck and call. Perhaps also the boys do obey her quickly, usually without fuss.